Hello, Atheist Hotline.
Hey, Sora201 here.
Hi there, Sora201. I hope you haven't been holding too long. What can I do for you?
I have some questions for all the atheists out on YouTube. I've been watching so many videos that atheists put up about their choices on religion that I'm considering atheism myself.
Well, I'm very glad to hear it. We can get the application form sent out later if you like, but if you have questions, ask away.
Okay, question 1. To be an atheist is to not believe in some all-powerful, all-knowing being, right?
Pretty much, yep.
So, even though you don't believe in a being like that, do you believe in any kind of spiritual beings? Like the spirits of animals, of the earth, stuff like that?
No. No, as a rule, we don't tend to believe in any of that.
What about ghosts, or the spirits of your ancestors?
Generally, no. I certainly don't. I admit I can't speak for all the atheists on YouTube, but if an all-powerful creator of the universe seems too silly to be believed in, then ghosts and spirits of the earth and what have you don't tend to seem a whole lot more likely.
Question number 2 is, could you still believe in any of the above and still call yourself an atheist?
I suppose I could. Whether or not anyone else would still call me an atheist is another question. It seems like this is sort of a question about language pedantry rather than about religious faith, and don't get me wrong, I like those questions too. If being an atheist does just mean not believing in God, then technically, yeah, you could still believe in all sorts of other things that aren't God and still be an atheist, like the spirit of the earth, or ghosts, or the leprechaun that tells you to set fire to things. But there'd still be a number of fundamental differences between that worldview and the worldview of most atheists. Most of the atheists I know don't believe in God, or ghosts, or spirits, or leprechauns, for much the same reason. It seems to be unsupported by evidence and unfounded in reality.
Question number 3. What are your thoughts on mythology, be it Roman, Greek, Hindu, Egyptian, whatever?
I think it's very interesting. There are some really fun stories in there, some dull ones, and some disturbingly violent ones, much like any branch of literature, really. Much like most of human existence, to be honest.
Question number 4. What are your thoughts on mythical creatures, fairies, unicorns, dragons, etc.?
Well, I think they're all made up. Is that where you're going with this? I mean, I read fantasy novels, sure, but they're not real creatures. I don't think there are many atheists who really believe in fairies or unicorns or leprechauns or hippogriffs.
Question number 5. If you don't believe in heaven or hell, then what happens when we die? Do we roam the earth as spirits or ghosts? Are we reincarnated?
No. I mean, maybe there are some atheists somewhere who do believe that there's some unfathomable spiritual world waiting for us, which we're all destined to become part of when we die, and it's just that there's nobody running things at the top of the corporate ladder. But it doesn't sound very atheistic to me.
That is the one thing about atheism that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, our spirits have to go somewhere, right?
No, they don't.
We can't just stop existing, can we?
Yes, we can. I'm sorry if I'm rolling my eyes at you a little there. I don't know why I just told you I was rolling my eyes at you. I'm on the phone, you can't see what I'm doing with my eyes. Yeah, the phone thing seemed like a clever gimmick when I was starting this. Kind of regretting it now. Yes, we can just stop existing. I spent many billions of years not existing before I was born. It didn't seem to bother me at all.
Question number 6. When did you decide to become an atheist, and how?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure decide is really the right word. I realised it made sense and then wasn't left with a whole lot of choice. You know, I couldn't choose to be gay or to believe that astrology isn't bollocks just by deciding to. As for when and how, I kind of just drifted into it. There wasn't really any one defining moment of my life where I suddenly abandoned a previously deeply held faith. I was raised very vaguely Christian, kind of believed it all till I was about 18, 19, and then stopped believing in bits of it at a time over the next couple of years. I was always interested in science and that kind of thing, so when I realised there was such a thing as an atheist and skeptical movement, it didn't take me very long to start gravitating towards it. I guess if I had to pick one thing that really seemed like a total giveaway about religion, it would be the idea that there have been thousands of different religions now and throughout history, believed in by millions and billions of people all around the world, and all the other ones are just fictitious constructs, derived from mankind's need to explain things, and perpetuated by fear and tradition. But my religion, the one that I happen to have been born into, the one that just happened to be most popular in the culture that I live in, mine isn't like that at all. Mine is a genuinely true account of how the world was actually created by an all-powerful being who loves us all and will judge us eternally after we die. And at some point I started wondering, shouldn't they seem more different, these two entirely separate concepts of religion, the made-up stories, and the actual real thing, they all seem to get categorised much the same. And if you zoom out a bit and look at it globally, they all are much the same. There are some people who profoundly believe in each one and say exactly the same about the other ones all being myths. There ought to be some kind of standout difference between the myths and the truth, and that, I guess, was the one thing more than anything else that made me start to wonder if this whole thing wasn't a complete waste of time. I know I'm starting to waffle a bit here. I could go on about this for hours. You know, if you wanted to talk some more about this, maybe we could meet up sometime for a chat. You know, we could grab a bite to eat or something, and I could tell you some more about...
No, none of that crap. I really don't care.
Sure, no, you're probably right. Well, thank you for calling the Atheist Hotline. I hope it helped.